And in the latest comedy of the year, Zinedine Zidane is starring in a new role as a bald-faced liar, as he quoted himself, or he was quoted saying, "I never lost my head as a player, will never do so as a coach." Well, I beg to differ, Zizou. You headbutted a guy in the chest. You headbutted a guy in the chest in a World Cup final. You headbutted a guy in the chest in the World Cup final and lost your team the World Cup final. Now, that being said, I'm not one of those fans out there that will use this to disregard Zinedine Zidane. My man crush is as prominent as ever. He's one of my favourite players. He's the James Bond of the football part with the way he moved around. He was so suave, man. He could chat up girls whilst taking people one-on-one. He was smooth, suave on the ball, very fluent, but he headbutted a guy in the chest. That's losing your head as far as I would check.
I mean, that's misplacing your head into
somebody's... That's trying to put your head in the guy's chest.
In the guy's chest cavity.
Yeah.
I thought, when I saw this, it was on ESPN FC or Deadspin or whatever, which were the soccer blogs, football blogs. Sorry. Jeez, every time I say soccer, get him off. We don't need him. I think it's important to lose your head as a manager. I think it's important to lose your head as a player sometimes. I think it's weird to see players that get such bad luck, misfortune. It calls yellow cards not deserving, or sometimes deserving, red cards sent off if they're not deserving or deserving, and they just kind of sit there and they're calm about it.
Yeah.
You're supposed to lose your head. It's a sports game. It's a sports match. It's supposed to be intense. As a coach, I think it's even sometimes better to lose your head because you're defending your players. You're sticking up for what's right on the field. If it means you get sent off in a World Cup final, maybe not the best time to lose your head.
Yeah.
But there's time and place for everything, and losing your head sometimes makes a big point, especially the refs, and it can change sometimes the outcome of a match depending on if you're in the right.
Yeah.
If you're in the right, the refs will see it, hopefully, even though they're just taking a mouthful of spit from you or a head to the chest from Zidane, and it could change the outcome or at least how the game is reffed from that part.
And in part with that, he actually made a couple of interesting points that said that it's harder to keep your head as a coach than what it is as a player.
Easily, because you're watching everything.
Yeah, but it is interesting. Again, it comes to the whole thing where you can directly influence it as a player. I would say it's harder to watch as a spectator because you can't keep your head as a fan because you cannot do anything to influence it. You can still do things to influence it as a manager. That being said, you're relying on your players. But as we see from Zidane, he is actually living proof that you can influence your team as a manager much more so than you'd expect, because Real Madrid, facing adversity against Wolfsburg, bounced back, win the game 3-0. That being said, Ronaldo was on form. But that's something that I don't think would have happened under Rafa because of the man management that Zinedine Zidane has.
Well, it's really tough when you're kind of watch the Toy Story store.
It's really tough when you're too busy chasing those unique toys down, like Al's toy. Is it Alf?
Al's Toy Barn.
Al's Toy Barn. I love that comparison. One of my favorite memes I created.
Should have been more traction. When you got a shop to manage and a team to manage, you got to choose your priorities.
So his full quote, is I'm not worried about what might happen, but focus on what we can do each day to improve. There can be difficult moments, but you must be relaxed when that happens. You should not go crazy, as anything can happen in football. I never lost my head as a player, and I will never do so as a coach. So very funny and ironic
Never's
words.
An interesting word choice there.
I don't know if he's making fun of himself.
I hope he is. Maybe he's being sarcastic. Regardless, I think across all sports, it's okay to.
Or maybe he's just
as
like
a coach or manager or player or whatever it is.
Maybe he's just one of those things where he just completely removed that 5 seconds from his life and never references it ever again. Not even in the joking instance, because that's something that people will be like, we'll be looking back on this and we'll laugh. No, you fucking won't. France will be like, I am never laughing at that. There is no way. I mean, it was a significant moment in history for that team and for the World Cup. I mean, the people that don't even watch it in America, they would come up to me like, yeah, remember that soccer cup, World Cup, when that guy tried to put his headbutt in that guy's chest? Man, that sport's crazy.
Do we really sound like that?
That's exactly how you guys sound.
Exactly.
Can I have a kale salad and a peppermint mocha?
You eat kale salad. You bring in brown rice, chicken, and kale fucking salad every day for lunch, and you eat it like an American.
And you know what I do? I order peppermint mochas after. It's a very stereotypical Valley girl diet.
I went to the Starbucks to pick you up coffee because I am that good of a friend.
You did, I remember.
On last Thursday morning, or whenever this clip goes up, that could be whatever Thursday morning. I was so tired, I walked in and I said, could I get an iced with peppermint? And he said, an iced what? And I immediately responded, I don't care. And
what a
gave
guy.
me a nice coffee.
That's why Starbucks employees are the best. But what do they do when you order my order for me? Do they question it? Because my order is a little indifferent.
I just say it's for my daughter.
You're a fucker. You're a fucker. Either way, hit us in the comment section below what you think of Zizou. Is his comments tongue-in-cheek, or is he making fun of himself?
Or is it head and chest?
Or is it head and chest, or did he just completely blank that traumatic point of his life out from his memory, I guess. Hit us in the comments, and at Francis_Maxwell on Twitter, at JasonRubin91 on both. And I'm on Instagram at Francis Maxwell Host. A lot of selfies, a lot of bow ties,
Too many
a lot of
selfies.
OOTDs.
Too many naked selfies.
You gotta do it. You gotta do it. Come back and subscribe. Too many naked selfies, did you just say?
Ab selfies. Whatever they are. Half naked. Half naked!
I don't think Instagram allows that.